What would happen if the Earth ran out of oil? On the first day of oil depletion, human life was not affected. Airplanes and trains are using spare emergency fuel. 3 days after the oil ran out, gasoline prices at the pumps went through the roof. Some flights and trains are restricted. International trade and supply chains were immediately disrupted. Transportation around the world is facing huge challenges. A week after the oil ran out, supermarkets are completely emptied of food, and the power system is running out of steam. Power outages are becoming more frequent across the globe. In the frigid northern hemisphere, heating is going to be a challenge. People may need to burn wood or other biomass fuels to keep warm. A month after the oil runs out, gas stations are starting to run out of gas. Trains and airlines are becoming less frequent. It's becoming harder for people to commute for business. But new energy cars are in high demand, and prices are rising. 3 months after the oil runs out, airplanes, trains, and other means of transportation are completely shut down. The people who work on them have to find other ways to get around. Manufacturing and chemical industries have come to a standstill due to the lack of oil. The world is in a huge energy crisis. 6 months after the disappearance of oil, people's lives were challenged. Agricultural production was also severely impacted. Food production began to plummet. The food crisis was gradually exposed. Fast food products became people's first choice. 1 year after the oil ran out, due to a severe shortage of chemicals, plastic bags and cosmetics became scarce and expensive. Disposable syringes and tubes could no longer be produced. Hospitals were overcrowded. Diseases became uncontrollable. Viruses and bacteria returned. 10 years after the oil ran out, the quality of human life has regressed. It seems that I have returned to the backward era. The GDPs of countries have long since stopped rising. Bicycles became the means of transportation for most people. People began to return to the countryside to farm and eat rough age. 30 years after oil ran out, countries finally realized the seriousness of the problem. They began to organize emergency meetings around the world and look for scientists in the relevant fields to develop technologies to switch to renewable energy, trying to replace solar and wind power as the new main source of energy. 50 years after oil depletion, energy conversion technologies are maturing. There is hope in the hearts of all people. All nations and races are becoming more and more united, trying to save civilization from extinction. 100 years after oil ran out, solar energy became the primary alternative energy source. Human life is returning to normal, but the world's population has dwindled to 4 billion. To prevent energy from running out again, scientists are looking to the sun. 300 years after oil ran out, countries have been launching probes near the sun to study the data, trying to transfer all the hydrogen energy it gives off for human use. 500 years after oil ran out, scientists launched the Dyson Sphere project. They plan to build a giant spherical structure around the sun to intercept most of the sun's radiant energy for long-term human use. 1,000 years after oil ran out, the Dyson Sphere project has finally succeeded. Mankind no longer had to worry about energy. Countries begin to build massive spaceships to colonize other planets. 3,000 years after oil depletion, humanity has entered the first level of civilization. All the planets in our solar system have been developed. Starfleet is ready for an expedition. 5,000 years after oil depletion, humans have successfully reached the nearest planet, Proxima. We have regained control of the planet's energy. The energy crisis of oil depletion no longer threatens the survival of mankind. Mankind has finally declared its entry into the interstellar civilization.